everyone. Welcome back. On this episode, we're doing the San Francisco 49ers. It's going to be one of the shorter ones. This is a team that's going to have a lot of roster movement. Kyle Shanahan in to be the new coach. So let's go ahead and take a look at the roster. This, by the way, for the power rankings, I have this team 31st, actually not dead last. I think just the new coach and maybe a new culture change will get this team fired up a little bit. So quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, all these guys going down a little bit. I actually think Kaepernick, there's a chance he's going to start somewhere next year. I'm not sure if that's going to be in San Francisco or not, but he actually wasn't so bad this year. He didn't have a lot of help, not a lot of weapons in this offense. So I'm kind of optimistic about Colin Kaepernick's future, but not too much, obviously. And Blaine Gabbert is probably going to be a career backup now at this point. On to the running backs. Carlos Hyde goes up. I think he's a tremendous player, really a well-rounded guy. I see a lot of similarities between him and C.J. Anderson, who I was pretty high on going into this year. Just kind of has a lot of ways to make people miss the tackle, whether it's running through people or juking them or spinning away from them. And the rest of these guys just kind of average. At receiver, all these guys moving down. Torrey Smith, disappointing year. Hard to blame him. He's a deep threat, and this offense was not able to put together the pieces required to have a deep threat in the passing game. But Bruce Ellington goes up. He was like a 69. He was injured. He would have had the year Jeremy Curley had, at least. Jeremy Curley got moved up to like a 77. He's just a slot player. His stats were inflated because they had to get rid of the ball quick, but none of these guys are really anything special. Definitely a position that's going to be addressed. Tight end Vance McDonald goes up. I'm a fan of his game. And then onto the offensive line. Not a terrible offensive line. They have the left tackle, and I had to move Joshua Garnett up. I know he had his struggles, but still going to be the starter next year. He's a first-round pick at right guard. And then onto the defense, this was a historically bad defense. The two DNs, I'm not entirely sure if I'm sold on them or not. I think they're fine for now, but they definitely have to show improvements to be the long-term answer there. I do like Armstead more than Buckner. He's got another year under his belt, of course. But they'll be a big part of what the 49ers are watching on their defense next year to see if they can really be a staple, either of them. Glenn Dorsey probably not going to be starting next year. The linebackers, it's kind of interesting, a combination of different players here. Ahmad Brooks, the veteran who kind of does it all, but getting up there in age and has never been an elite player by any means. And then the linebackers, Navarro Bowman, one of the best middle linebackers in the game, but has that terrible Achilles injury. I think he'll be able to bounce back. I've always been a fan of Bowman. And if he does come back, that's a big reason why I don't have the 49ers dead last, because I think Navarro Bowman can single-handedly make a defense better. And then on the other side, Aaron Lynch had a promising young start to his young career, but kind of disappointing this season. And then onto the secondary, not a ton of movement here. Rashard Robinson, intriguing. Seems to have kind of lost some momentum that he had earlier in the year. Fourth round pick out of LSU. And then at safety, Eric Reed goes up just a tiny bit. And Bethea, we'll see if he's back next year. So all in all, a team that's going to look very different next year, I would think, and really probably go with a youth movement. So some of those veterans will probably be replaced. Next up, we got the Giants. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.